My name is Lydia Waruhu. I'm a Emerald director in the business. And I came into this organization a couple of years ago. I was looking for a few things. Number one is that I was looking for money because I was working after I completed school. I was fortunate enough to get a good job, but it was not paying as per my status, the status I wanted. So I was looking for things to be able to do part-time, and I did many businesses that did not succeed. And a friend of mine spoke to me and told me that there's a business that we can do together and make a lot of money. At that particular time, I needed money because I had a family, and we were living in a squeezed two-bedroom house. So I'm married, I have 4 lovely kids. That time I had 2 children, and I didn't like the life that we were living in. And when I came in, they spoke a lot of things, and I just decided to get started. And the first benefit I got was health, because our health is our greatest wealth. And today, that's why I am so passionate about health. And I'm here to teach us about health. Because remember, our health is our greatest wealth. I benefited with the products. I used to have hypertension, especially in pregnancy, and it was so severe that I had to go on early maternity leave. I had to go on an emergency CS, and I didn't like it. And then I had issues with the respiratory. I had bronchitis. And I used to have those nocturnal coughs where you cough at night, and those irritating coughs. And also my daughter had asthma, and she was on inhalers, the Ventolins. And I was shown the products that I'm just about to share. And today she's asthma-free. She's a great swimmer. She have done her high school in the highlands where we grow tea leaves and coffee. And God is good, because we never came a day that we were called to school because she's unwell. My sons had allergies, especially the first and the third born. One had an allergy of milk, and he had asthma of milk. He was allergic to cow milk. And I'll just share what I did. And then the other one had allergy of protein. His body could not metabolize protein. And what I like about it is that these children no longer have these issues. So I'm very passionate about our health and how we can be able to keep our health at a very good status. The money I've made today, I do this business as a career option because I have a career income. I'm no longer employed. I've been able to travel. I've also been able to various destinations: UK, South Africa, Dar es Salaam, Zanzibar. And the future is exciting. Let me tell you, my future is bright, because with God and this business is that I know I can be able to change my life as I change other people's life. So today is not about me, it's about our health. And I'll use the slide so that we are able to learn about our health, because our health is our greatest wealth. And the World Health Organization tells us that to be healthy, we need 3 things. Number one, we need to be rest. Rest is very important. We need to rest between 6 to 8 hours each and every day. And when we rest, our body is able to heal itself. When we rest, the nutrients are able to be utilized. And also the body is able to recover from the damages of each and every day. Then we need to exercise. Exercise is very vital, especially for the lungs. It opens up the lungs, and we're able to breathe in oxygen. And also it helps the lungs be able to operate at optimum. It's also very good for releasing stress. Let me tell you, most of the respiratory challenges are due to stress when we are in a stressful environment. Then we also need to exercise because our heart is a muscle. When we exercise, we feel the heart is stronger, the bones and joint is very good for also for the blood circulation. Then we need a good diet. Diet is what we eat, but our body uses nutrients. Like today, we have had food. Whatever we have had, there is what our body needs. And I just want us to focus on diet a bit. And this is how our health status should be. When we are young, we are very vibrant. Yeah, our children are all over. They can walk from here to Timbuktu. Then we get into the tired status from the ages of 20 years. You find that we struggle to wake up, we struggle to stay awake even in class, maybe in a public transport. And sometimes we feel like just sleeping, we are sluggish, we are tired, and sometimes we are sick of being tired. Then we get into the sick zone, diabetes, arthritis, asthma, heart disease. And you find that we live most of our lives in the sick and the tired zone. So we do not live like this, vibrant throughout. I've just said that this is the way we live. We find that we live in the tired and in the sick zone most of the time. And that is not God's intention. God's intention was for us to be vibrant until the day He calls us home. But we can change that graph by deciding today on what to do. These are the dietary facts that 95% of us are eating foods that lack nutrients. Yani we just eat for us to kujaza tumbo tu. Then 75% deliberately consume the incorrect foods. We know that sugar is not good for our body. We know that salt is not good for our body, excess of it, but we just eat. And what happens is that we get the lifestyle diseases. And you find that there are challenges that come. We have types of respiratory challenges. Um, we have types of respiratory challenges. I don't know what is happening with my laptop. Not sharing, but let's just have a look at them. Don't bother about it. We have two types of respiratory diseases. One is obstructive and restrictive. Kizungu tuachane nayo. But most of the conditions we have, they are the ones that we call obstructive. Irish, you're still unmuting. If you can check on your phone and stay muted, I would appreciate. Thank you. So you find that most of the time we have the obstructive conditions. And number one is COPD, whereby that we are not able to breathe well because the airways are inflamed, they are clogged with mucus. And most of this disease gets people, especially smokers. If you have a family person who smokes, a friend, you'd rather tell them to stop smoking early. And if they smoke near you, you find that you're also at risk of getting a COPD. Then we have asthma. Asthma is so common. Asthma is very, very common. Um, asthma is very, very common, whereby the airways are also inflamed, and inflammation ni kufura too. And you find that you're not able to breathe at some point. Then we have bronchitis, and most of us have either broncho asthma or bronchitis. Then we have cyst. This is a condition that causes mucus in organs, especially the lungs. And when the lungs get a lot of mucus, it gets infection, and also it gets inflamed, and we are unable to breathe. We get what we call the respiratory failure. Then we also have the restrictive, like the lung cancer. It's a very aggressive disease. We have pulmonary fibrosis. All these are scars, and we find that the lung tissues are not operating very well. But I do just want us to focus on the common ones that we know. That is the asthma, the bronchitis, the colds, the flus, the viruses like COVID, tuberculosis, TB, pneumonia, and these are infectious. The three that I've just spoken, ni ile unaweza ambukiza mwenzako. Sometimes, especially TB and corona and the flu. You find that when you have these diseases, you can infect somebody else. But asthma and all the others that I've spoken about, they are not infectious. Even if you stay with somebody who is asthmatic at home, they'll not get them. But we all know about pneumonia. We all know that about TB. We all know that about coronavirus. COVID is still there, by the way. COVID is still there. So we still need to be careful about COVID. And then flu, homa. So now, what should we do? And what are the causes? Number one, I spoke about smoking. Smoking is one of the leading causes. We also have environmental, the air pollution. If you stay near factories, we have that can trigger. We have people who react to pollen, people who react to hay. We also have autoimmune, where the body is just fighting itself and it can manifest in terms of these conditions. And autoimmune is such an aggressive and a dangerous condition. Then we have genetic. You find that some people can inherit. If you come from asthmatic families, you find that you can very easily become asthmatic. Then you have chemicals and carcinogens. Carcinogens are some of the chemicals that are found in foods. And then diet also plays a very, very big role. You can just allow me, let me stop to share. I see what's up with this screen of mine so that we can be able to look at it together. So you find that these causes, some of these causes are causes that we can be able to stop. We can do something about smoking. We can do some. Sorry. I think Irish. Just when you touch your phone, it's just unmuting. Um, it's just unmuting. So you find that these conditions most of the time are due to things that we can avoid, like smoking. If you are smoking, quit. If you find that find where the problem is. Okay. Something has just okay, let me share from there. So you find that if it is the diet, like you're allergic to milk, you're allergic to sausages, just stop eating them. Like in my house, you can't find sausages in the fridge. Why? Because my kids had those challenges. Sometimes I will give them, but maybe one off, so that when they grow up, they don't eat them a lot. Now we are good. Now, how do they come in and what are the symptoms? Symptoms is shortness of breath, persistent cough. Sometimes we get a wet cough that is producing mucus. Some people wheeze. Some people get a voice that is hoarse. Most of the time people ask me, do you have a cold? No, this is the way I speak. And I've known myself speaking like this. But there are some times when you get a cough, a cold, you have a hoarse voice. Then people get recurring respiratory infections. There is fatigue. There is a running nose. Sometimes you feel that the body is aching all over. So you find that what do we need to do? Now, our company is called Neolife. Neolife was started in 1958, all the way from the US. And Neolife is a company that is family owned. It was started by Jerry Brasfield. And Neolife partnered with the Scientific Advisory Board, who work closely with the World Health Organization. And most of the time, you find that they advise us on what should we do and what should we do for us to be able to keep our body healthy. So there are certain things that we need to do. Number one is that we need to eat the right diet. We need to eat a lot of whole grains. We need to eat a lot of fruit and vegetables. We need to sorry, I won't share screen. My presentation has corrupted. Don't know what has happened, but you can go on. We need to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. I'm looking for the catalog for that to share. We need to eat a lot of let me just share this. It happens that with technology, what happened, I can't tell, but we won't dwell there. This will also do. So you find that there's a certain way that we are supposed to eat. We are supposed to eat a lot of whole grains. A lot of whole grains is anything that has not been processed. A lot of fruit and vegetables. That is the broccoli. That is the oranges. That is cauliflower. That is radish. We need to eat a lot of it. Then we need to eat less of proteins, especially the red meat. As you have noticed, is that I had highlighted what happens with people who have allergies of sausages, eggs, milk, because their body cannot be able to metabolize the protein. They get asthma attack. Then we need to eat less of fats and sugars. That's the food pyramid. So you find that we don't eat like this. We have inverted the food pyramid the other way around. We eat a lot of white rice, white chapati, white ugali. We eat a lot of mandazi, chapati. We eat a lot of that is fats and sugars. That one is classified as fat and sugars. We also eat a lot of nyama, red meat. We eat a lot of it. Then we eat less of fruits and vegetables, and we hardly eat the whole grains. You find that we have left it the people who are in the village. And what happens is that we get these conditions. We get diabetes, we get arthritis, we get heart disease. And now what happens is that these conditions, we can only control them with diet. But most of the time you find that we mostly rush when we get to the hospital. But now our company came in for a solution, and we have what you call at the board of doctors. They make sure that these products, they look at the products from the farm to the table so that they make sure that they are based in nature and that they are backed by science. So they guarantee quality. So somebody asks me, will the products work? Yes, they will work. They have a guarantee of quality that if they don't work, you can take them back to the company. And also we believe in doing what is right. And this is a body of people who are so much trained, so much experienced, and they make sure that these products, they do not test them on animals, they test on humans. It shows how safe these products are. And for us first to balance the food pyramid is that we need to take a product that we call TNN that comes in as a part of the whole grains. And what is TNN? TNN is made up of wheat, rice, and soya. And the work of the TNN is that we have cells. Our cells should be soft and permeable, that what we eat gets in and waste gets out. But because we do not eat whole grains, we always eat processed food, most of us. Our body cell is hard and tired. Whatever we take hardly gets in and waste hardly gets out. That's why you find that we have constipation. You see, we have allergies, because our body cannot even be able to uptake the nutrients that we have been given. So when we take TNN, it takes our cell the health zone so that it's able to receive nutrients and waste gets out. And the benefits of TNN, number one, is energy. Let me tell you, I discovered, especially my daughter when she was asthmatic. She used to be low in energy. You find that children who are asthmatic hardly eat. She was very emaciated because they spend a lot of energy trying to breathe. They have to use a lot of energy breathing through the mouth. The nostrils are blocked, the lungs are blocked, so they lack energy. So TNN, we have TNN for children that I'll show you, is very, very good for giving us energy. So it's very good for the person who is asthmatic to give them energy. Number two, it's able to eliminate waste, especially the waste of the colon. I used to have constipation once I took TNN. The constipation went. The other thing that TNN helps is to clear the mucus, makamasi. Your makamasi in a block, the lungs, the noses, it's able to help in clearing the lungs. And 3NN is also very good for balancing hormones. It's very, very good for balancing hormones, and it is also very good for the heart. So 3NN is very good. Then we have the carotenoid complex. Carotenoid complex comes from fruit and vegetables. It's here next to 3NN, sorry. Fruit and vegetables of the red, the yellow, the orange family. So carotenoid complex number one is that it optimizes the immune function. Our immune system goes up when we take carotenoid complex. So when we take carotenoid complex, our immunity is boosted by 37% in just 20 days. You find that people who have respiratory issues, the immune system when it is low, mtoto akienda shule apate mtoto mwingine ako na homa, anakuja nyumbani na homa, anakuja kihuizi. Akienda mahali kuna viruses, anapata hiyo virus. Akipata infection, anapata hiyo infection. So the very first thing that we also need to do after we take 3NN is to make sure that we have the carotenoid complex. Carotenoid will boost our immunity. It also produces what we call the cancer killing cells, so it's very good. And it's also an antioxidant, great for the skin, and also it's also good for the heart. So carotenoid will boost our immunity, and this is key for the respiratory health, so that it's able to boost our immunity. And we have for children, I'll show you. Then these are tests that have been done. So our company, what it does is that it sends what we have found, and the other companies pick the products and do their own research, and they come up with findings. And those are the findings. You can check them on the catalog. Then we have the omega-3. Omega is very, very, very good for in respiratory health. Number one is that omega is good for the brain. It is food for the brain, so it's very, very good. That is one of the benefits. The other one is very good for the joints, and also it is very, very good for the heart because it helps the body to eat the cholesterol. But I just want us to look at here down. Here down, we are told that omega-3 is able to reduce inflammation by, you see, we are told that it helps reduce the bad cholesterol. It also helps to give us what we call reducing inflammation by 67% in just 8 weeks. So this inflammation, we saw it in when we were looking at the causes and what are types of the symptoms that we get when we have respiratory issues. Inflammation is our body swelling on the inside. One of the things that causes a death when people are asthmatic and have those respiratory issues is when the lungs have mucus, makamasi, and it expands. What it does is that it blocks the airways of the lungs. So somebody is not able to breathe, and that is when they have shortness of breath. But when they take omega-3 and when we take omega salmon, it is going to reduce that water that is brought by the mucus, because mucus has a lot of water and that is what causes the lungs to fail. So when we take omega-3, it reduces the inflammation, and it also helps, especially in children, boost immunity, especially on colds and flus. It's very, very good on respiratory diseases. Then we have the minerals and vitamins. We need vitamin C, we need vitamin for boosting our immunity, we need zinc. And these are in the multi that has over 23 minerals and vitamins. It has the essential vitamins and minerals. And all these are put together in a product that we call Provitality Pack. And what happens in the Provitality Pack is that it gives us a lot of benefits that I've just spoken about. And here it is, the Provitality Pack. You can take a sachet a day, a sachet or two a day, and you feel better. Or you can take the products by themselves. We can see that they also come in their own bottles. So if somebody has respiratory issues, they can buy Vitality, or buy 3NN by itself, omega by itself, carotenoid by itself, and multi. But instead of them getting the multi, they can add what we call zinc. Zinc comes in terms of the daily defense, boosting immunity. Very, very good for somebody who is asthmatic. Um, they should take the, let me get there, what we call the zinc. Zinc is very good. Vitamin C is also very good. I used to send my daughter to school with vitamin C, threonine, and zinc. And they are very, very good. Why I used to do that? Because they will last longer and they will give us that defense. So we have zinc, we have vitamin C, and vitamin C also comes in a chewable form called chewable oil C. Allow me just to scroll because I want to show you that about the vitamin C and also the zinc. They are very, very good. And also zinc is good for the skin. It's also very good for the prostate. It's very good for helping the body to produce insulin. So it has a lot of benefits. So that is a good product for the phyto defense is also very, very good. Let me mention about phyto because we have seen that some people develop cysts, growth, and they block the lungs, the airways, and the lung cancer. So we need to take these products ourselves before we could recommend them. Because of this product that is called here cruciferous. Cruciferous helps to shrink the growth, the cysts, so the lungs are not blocked. In the carotenoid, we said that it is for boosting immunity. Then the flavonoid, what it does, it lowers inflammation. It has a lot of vitamin C, the flavonoid. It has a lot of vitamin C. And you can see the antioxidants. They are very, very good. And they've been tested by the Cancer Institute. It's called the United States National Cancer Institute's protocols to support the immune function. It's only that they can't say that they have tested them on cancer. Then because of the regulation, then we need this product. South Africa, they don't have herbal respiratory that I'll mention. They give the people who are asthmatic better guard. Because what better guard does, it goes and removes all those toxins that are in the body. Sometimes you might find that we are allergic to foods and we are allergic to chemicals. So what is going to give our body that fine tuning and also giving our body that detox is the better guard. So sometimes when you find that you have worked in a factory for a long time and now you have developed or somebody you know has developed this condition, that is asthma that is induced or respiratory challenges, especially people who paint, who use that paint nowadays. We have paint that is not smelling so much, but people who work in industries, they need to use better guard. Or in kitchen, yeah, it's not good. That smoke is not good for the lungs. Better guard at least once every quarter. It's very, very good. Then we have zinc. Zinc is very, very good because it contributes to the maintenance of the immune function, and it also protects the cell from the oxidative stress. This is very, very, very good for respiratory issues. Zinc is good. Then vitamin C. One thing I noticed about vitamin C, especially during COVID, what it used to do, it used to reconstruct the cell that was already damaged by the virus. That was the work of vitamin C. Apart from boosting the immunity, it also helps reconstruct the damage that has been done by the viruses and the bacteria. It boosts our immunity. It's very, very good. And it also has what we call collagen. And we have the chewable. Chewable is like the sweets for us who knows the VitaGuard and the Vita Squares. And we have the vitamin CSR. Vitamin CSR means sustained release. So what our supplements do, especially the minerals and the vitamins, they don't go directly to the blood and somebody goes for a short call for urine and they urinate the supplements. Our supplements are released in the blood system the way the body requires it to be. So for this vitamin CSR, it is distributed in the body the whole day, 8 to 9 hours. So if you take one tablet, it is distributed the whole day. Chewable all C or OC, it is 4 hours, and we need 4 oranges every day. So it gives you an equivalent of 4 oranges. It's very good for people who are smoking and they don't want to stop. Let them choose vitamin C or OC when they feel that urge of smoking. And it's very, very good for boosting the immunity. Remember, respiratory health is all about immune system. Then there's a product I'll mention, but before I get to that, let me talk about children. Most of the children have, like now, children have a lot of flus and coughs. What we need to give them, their respiratory is omega. It will do what I have said. It will boost their immunity. In terms of the colds and flus, it's going to clear the water in the mucus and drain it. It's also very good for the eyes, for the nerves, the brain. That is the brain development of the children, the cognitive function. Very, very important to give our children. Then we have the liquivite. Before I get to the liquivite, let me talk about the VitaGuard and the Vita Squares. Vita Squares has threonine, and it is also loaded with the 18 vitamins and minerals. So it is the multivitamin for children. When they have low appetite, we give them Vita Squares. They are chewable, they are like sweets, but they don't have sweeteners. They don't have sugar. They have natural sugar. So this will give them threonine, and it will also give them vitamins and minerals. It is very, very, very good. So it's going to help them with their energy. It is also going to help them with the immune system also, and also to give them the minerals like zinc, calcium that they need. Then we have the VitaGuard. The VitaGuard is the carotenoid of children. It is concentrated with fruit and vegetables. It is very good for boosting the immunity. Watoto wakikuwa na tonsils na wanaambiwa waende watolewe, because they're inflamed, give them the VitaGuard and the Vita Squares and the Omega. We have one lady whose kid was to go and be, was to go and, sorry, my phone was ringing, was to go and have the tonsils removed. You know, they grow back. He gave her daughter VitaGuard. So VitaGuard and Vita Squares are the threonine and the carotenoid. But now the threonine on the Vita Squares, they have added the vitamins and the minerals. They are children friendly. They'll be able to chew them. I tell people to hide them. Then the liquid right here is the liquid supplement for children. That is here. It's the liquid supplement for children. It has threonine. We can see there. It is very easy for them to swallow. And you can also give adults who are either sickly, especially the invalids, people who are very sick, or the old people. They might not be able to chew or swallow, give them the liquivite. Or people who've just got a stroke, give them the liquivite. It's easy to swallow, and it provides 12 most important vitamins, plus whole food-based nutrients. It also has carotenoids to support immunity, and it is combined with flavonoids. You remember we spoke about flavonoid, and then it has threonine, and then it has choline and inositol for the normal growth and development. Then it has a great flavor. It is just has been sweetened by the citrus and other fruits that we have. Then toddlers, children who are very, very young, below 2 years, who can't chew, give them the liquivite. Give them the liquivite because it's liquid, and also omega. Omega, you use a toothpick and you prick, and you just squeeze that oil into their mouth. They get it. Then the VitaGuard, Vita Squares, and Omega is like the Pro-Vitality we saw that is for children. Then we have one product for people who have asthma tendencies. They have allergies, their lungs, they are wheezing. The herbal respiratory. Herbal respiratory is very, 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 very important. Let me maximize it a bit. so that we are able to see it without the obstruction of the botanical balance. Okay, I think I'm not able to do that because I'm sharing screen. Yeah, I'm not able to do that because I'm sharing screen. But anyway, herbal respiratory is very important for the lungs. What does it do? It facilitates respiratory comfort for easy breathing. We find that people who have asthma and all those other conditions, they have a challenge with breathing. Their lungs have allergies. They get triggers from the foods, from the environment, from the cold weather, from the either dust. Like my daughter used to get those triggers, especially the perfumes. Could not use a perfume, that dust mites, pollen and all that. So what herbal respiratory does, it contains 7 herbs. It helps to promote free and clear breathing. What does it do? It fine tunes the respiratory system. Number 2 is that it is able to comfort that, they struggle a lot. They struggle a lot in breathing. It is able to optimize the breathing of the lungs. That is what I'd say. So it helps the body to overcome the allergies of the triggers. And number 2 is that it helps the body the lungs to open up, and it gets that calm and clear breathing. So herbal respiratory is very good. And herbal respiratory, you take 1 times 2. For the children, you give them half in the morning, half in the evening. That is what I used to do for my daughter. So those are the major products. Now you'll find somebody who has allergies of protein. They can't eat meat, they can't take milk, and their body needs protein. My daughter had that. She used to get eczema. So I gave her the Neolife shake. That time we had the variation of what we call the Nutri shake. But now we have the Neolife shake, which is a better version than Neolife Nutri shake, because it is loaded with minerals. It's very, very good. It's loaded with minerals and vitamins. And also, it is also very good because it helps the body produce what we call the enzymes for metabolizing the proteins, able to repair the damaged cell. Remember, all these things are damaged. The viruses damage the cell, the bacteria will come and mess up the system. So the protein shake, the Neolife shake, is very good. Now, some people say it's a weight loss program. Yes, it is. Also, NutriShake, you could take it as a meal. This is a complete meal. So if you're giving to children, you give them after eating. You don't give them before. You give them after eating. When you're giving them milk, when you're giving them juice, you can put a scoop and shake it, especially the vanilla. Or if they are taking their juice, you can take it, or you can just put it in water. It will dissolve easily and you take. I used to give my daughter vanilla. They love it until to date. They take with milk. You can take it with just plain water. What it does is that it also helps the body to recover. You see, when somebody has these respiratory issues, they are low on energy. They also, their body is also damaged by that lack of being able to breathe very well. It helps the body to recover. They are not able to eat well. So when you give them a scoops of Neolife shake, it gives them a complete meal. Very good, very, 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 very good. Love the Neolife shake. So I'll stop at that. I don't know whether there are questions, but I'm very grateful that you've